pick him as the NL MVP.
The reigning MVP and having a better year this year than he is last year.
You're going to pitch to this guy. There's Kutch for the home run. He's coming, National League. He's coming, baseball world.
Starting to separate himself from the other MVP candidates.
Yeah, Andrew McCutchen, the big name, of course, in that Pittsburgh Pirates outfield, but it is a very good outfield with the two guys around him, Marte and Polanco. But Andrew McCutchen, obviously the superstar in center field in Pittsburgh, a fun guy to watch, top 3 in the MVP vote each of the last 3 years, and, of course, the MVP a couple of years ago. But when you look at that Pirates outfield, that's about as good as it comes in the big leagues.
You know, I got lucky last year. I got to see Gregory Polanco in his first probably 3 weeks in the big leagues, and he was unbelievable to watch. He was Tony Oliva-like with the way he swung the bat. He's a good defensive player, lots of speed. The league caught up to him like they do now with young players. But Marte is an unbelievable athlete also in left field. And McCutchen might be one of my favorite players to watch. When you watch him day in and day out, he does something tremendous to help his team win. He also does the little things that help his team win, and that's why he's an MVP talk every year.
Yeah, and he commands your attention on defense, on the bases, at the plate. Doesn't matter, one of those rare guys. I'm with you on their outfield. I think it's got the potential to be defensively in the category of those old Oakland A's outfield with Henderson, Armas, and Murphy. I mean, that's 3 center fielders playing the outfield. And I know their staff, they annually lead the league in throwing ground balls. But a big part of what they do is funneling everything to center field, that big center field at PNC Park, and letting Kutch go run it down. Reminds me of those Braves years with those Braves pitchers. Andrew Jones would play shallow and dare you to hit it over his head in that big center field and Turner Field. Same thing applies here. This guy is fantastic, going back on balls, and we know side to side as well.
You know what else is interesting about the way that Pittsburgh kind of has to operate, right? Obviously not one of the bigger markets. So when they go out and sign a guy, they have to make sure that they don't make those mistakes. And at least with McCutchen, it doesn't seem like they made a mistake at all with this guy. But to think that of those 3 in the outfield, he's the first to hit free agency, and it's not for another 4 years. I mean, you talk about a window of success, and I know that there's more guys on the field, but if you can have a core group of 3 guys together for a long time, you can look at some winning there.
Well, they got a young player in Polanco in right field. They have for as long as they want him. Marte in left field, they have under contract till 2021. So the Pirates know what they're doing. I think they're one of, as we start to look at these franchises kind of emerging, one of the model franchises moving forward.
Absolutely. I love what they do. It's almost like they have a system, like a college football program, like in Oregon, you know, the way that they integrate pitching and defense together as well as anybody. But let's face it, this guy McCutchen, he makes it work. When you define a franchise player, just show somebody a picture of this guy. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. This team, obviously a 20-year drought from making it to the postseason, but now they've been there 2 years in a row. And one of the main reasons why is our guest right now, and that's Andrew McCutchen. Andrew, thanks a lot for taking the time out of what is, I'm sure, a busy few days before you head down to spring training. Thank you for joining us. And what are you doing in these last few days before heading to camp?
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. You know, I'm just on Fifth Avenue in New York right now trying to get a little shopping in. So I'll just take a little shopping break and get out of this cold weather right now.
I hate to put you on the spot. Fifth Avenue, New York. We're like 15 minutes away. You could have stopped by the studio. When are you heading down to camp, by the way?
I'll be down there next week, so, this week coming up. So, I mean, I've been down there, but I just came up here for a short stint, and I'll be back down.
Andrew, it's Ron Darling. Make sure you stay out of Hermes. That's how it's pronounced in French. It's a store you don't want to be in. We were talking about Gregory Polanco, who came up last year. You got to see him play. Give us your scouting report on watching Gregory's first time in the big leagues.
Oh, man, the guy, he has all the tools, definitely, to be a really good player. I look forward to him going in this year and having an exceptional year. You know, he's a guy who can do it all. He can hit, run, throw, you know, and he has the whole package. So I'm just looking forward to him just excelling, doing even better, a lot better than he did last year. And I just look forward to playing alongside him.
Hey, Andrew, it's Tom Verducci. You have been remarkably consistent at an elite level while the rest of baseball is having a hard time hitting the baseball. Strikeouts up, walks down, runs down. A lot of conversations this winter about what we need to do to inject more offense in the game. Give me a hitter's perspective on A, how difficult pitching is across the board these days, and if we should do something about it.
Yeah, I mean, pitching now is definitely, it's elite. It's the top of the top, and it's already hard to hit one. So you got all these scout reports. You got guys who know how to pitch you because of teams that faced you previously because they got scouts coming up watching you play. So you got all that, and then you have the pitchers like the Kershaws, the Christels, the Adam Wainwrights of the world to come in and go in and pitch. So the game itself is pretty difficult. But as far as an offensive standpoint, just to maybe change things around, I'm not too certain on what can happen or what they can do to improve it. That's pretty much up to us. And but I'm for whatever they got, and I'm just happy just to be here and go out and be able to play a game I really love.
So you're hanging out in New York City, a guy that owned that city for 20 years or so, Derek Jeter. He leaves the game after last season. But you think about that. He was in the postseason basically every year that he played, whereas the Pittsburgh Pirates had 20-year gap. But now that you guys have been in the postseason the last couple of seasons, and especially you were there in Pittsburgh while there were some struggles, how much sweeter is the winning now, seeing as you didn't have that luck, I suppose you can call it, that Jeter had, was winning so soon? You had to kind of struggle to get there.
Man, it makes winning that much sweeter. That's the way that I look at it. I really enjoy it, and because I can be able to look back on who we were, years ago, from when I first got drafted back in 2005 to where we are now. It's amazing just to see that change, and just a change for the better, and it just makes winning that much sweeter. And I really just enjoy going out playing the game and having fun playing it, but at the same time winning. It's awesome just to be able to do that and to show up and know that we have a good enough team to be able to compete and to be able to make it to the playoffs and go from there.
And to bring up Mr. Jeter one more time, we just found out that you have a piece called Left Out that just hit his website, the Players Tribune. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah. I mean, I won't talk too much about it. If you really people want to, get in tune to it, just go and check it out. It's just an article just talking about, basically myself and, growing up and just the things that I had to deal with. Just the good, the bad part, just the bad and the bad and the ugly, basically. And there's more to it, but if people want to read up on it, you can just go and check it out. It's all me, and just sharing some of my thoughts.